TIFU by having a catgirl in my presentation. So, yeah. I am a PhD student and had to give several presentations this week. The last one was today. The text was already written. I just needed to add some generic images to keep my listeners from falling asleep by a wall of text. I had a picture for nearly every page, except for 2 pages, which I didn't mind. I told my office buddy that I will maybe add a picture later, but needed to got to the lab for a moment. As I came back, he told me he added a picture for me. I did not lock my PC, so it was possible, but I thought it was just a joke, since we joke a lot. So I only had 5 minutes before I needed to join the seminar via Zoom. So I sat down, took a last look at my notes and then logged into the seminar. Everything was fine. Then I started my presentation. The first half went good. I was able to speak clearly and was confident in what I was saying. As you can guess, I then reached a certain slide, containing information about hose codes for the prediction of NMR shifts. And there was a picture. Not at all related to NMR spectroscopy. Not at all related to science at all. Except if Elon Musk is telling the truth and is really working on genetically modified catgirls. But I doubt that. As I saw the picture, I was speechless. I was unprepared for the possibility that my buddy really added a picture, a catgirl picture. From then on, I was kinda lost. I quickly presented all information and went on with the next slide. But my focus was gone. My ability to speak was gone. I was stuttering my way through the rest of the presentation, already preparing mentally for the aftermath of this. As I quickly finished and thanked everyone for their attention, there was silence. A quite uncomfortable silence. After a few moments, which felt like eternity, the professor spoke up and thanked me for my presentation, not mentioning the catgirl at all. The discussion was very short and not a word was lost over the hose codes, and I was not asked to go back to certain slides for clarification, as others had to do before me. After the seminar was over, I waited for an angry email or anything saying that I will fail the seminar or need to do another presentation, but there was nothing yet. As I confronted my office buddy about the picture, he just laughed. He had told me that he added a picture. I saw him looking at my presentation as I left for the lab, but didn't think he really changed anything. At least it was no NSFW catgirl, she was clothed after all. But still didn't belong near this presentation. TLDR. I showed my professor what a catgirl is in an official presentation, because I didn't think my office buddy wasn't joking as usual. Edit. It was this catgirl. Schrodinger's cat, girl. Well, your goal was to make the presentation less boring. I'd say you succeeded. Now you have a tradition to uphold. I would be disappointed if another catgirl picture was not included in your presentations. As a longtime PhD with over 20 years in the biotech and pharmaceutical industry, I always hide Captain Howdy somewhere in all of my presentations. Not sure how noticeable yours was. Mine usually are used for demonstrating when something goes awry, so a quick Exorcist one flash sets the moment perfectly. But you'll recover. And don't forget to stomp your friend. The text makes it even better. But I hope you learn to always lock your PC. Always. Next time it might be Dick's. It's usually Dick's. So, you gonna put a link to the picture or not? You didn't foo. You only got outed for being a weeb. 3 good joke overall. I did serious presentation in school with meme VRChat catgirl avatars. But I study, work in VRAR dev, and we all know game devs are weebs hoo-hoo. I know I shouldn't laugh, but still tears of joy. Whoever you are, hope you're okay. Your buddy needs to learn boundaries. Don't mess with a man's income, job, grades. And you need to triple check everything at least twice. In the future, the quick way to handle this is to state the elephant in the room. Sorry folks, I clearly left my computer unlocked at some point. And move on. Then there is less doubt of it being intentional. The professional thing to do would be to email the class. Let them know your friend modified your presentation without your knowledge right before the class. And apologize for unintentionally creating some discomfort during your presentation. Then leave it be lol. Imagine if you were smooth enough to mention that it appears you've been pranked by your buddy who proofread this for you, and pull off a couple of relevant jokes. Unlike Schrodinger's catgirl, here, we know these codes have hoses, or something. Welp, since it's NMR and there are so many experiments with ridiculous names, you'll have to come up with a catgirl experiment to justify it. My personal favorite is proton-enhanced nuclear induction spectroscopy. Although the funniest one I've done personally is the Watergate experiment. I hope this wasn't for your thesis defense, since it's the time of year when PhD students do that. But I appreciate the mental image of someone explaining the significance of a particular doublet. Peak split while a catgirl is just sitting right next to it on the slide. You said, I showed my professor what a catgirl is, with the naive belief that the concept was foreign to them. Well, at least it wasn't your PhD defense. But I think you should probably kick your friend's ass. Half of your audience was clueless and literally brain blocked it the moment you moved to the next slide. 45% of it noticed, cringed, and moved on. 5% of them are trying their best not to message you about Astolfo. Take it in stride and move on. I had a very important senior paper due. Comparison of Dante's Inferno and the Bible's Genesis. And my roommate added a picture of John Levowitz as Satan in it, with some Phil Collins song lyric under it. I proofread that bitch like 4 times and I was just so burned out on it I didn't even notice. My professor got a kick out of it. No points deducted. Maybe you'll get lucky? In retrospect, pretty funny. You say you two joke a lot, right? Well, I'll feel like if he was joking, it wouldn't be about not adding a picture. It would be about adding a picture that he figured you would see before giving your presentation. That makes more sense than there being no picture at all.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.